Hey, what's up guys? This is a demo video for one of my own sabers. I don't do this very much, but I do this almost daily for other people's. Um, this is a Corran horn that I commissioned Nevin Varner over at Space Junk Sabers to make for me. For those that don't know, Nevin Varner, he specializes in Corran horns. He makes them from whatever he's got laying around. And so does my buddy Benji over at Nerf Herder Customs. He makes awesome Corran horns as well. I do a lot of business with Nevin. I install a lot of the sabers that he makes for his customers. So I get to see a lot come through my desk, and I wanted one of my own. So the only thing I had asked for really was a crystal chamber on this guy, and then the rest was up to him. And this came out pretty sweet. So this is installed with a Proffie V2. It's a 2-button setup. So my top button here is my activation. My bottom button, or my bottom switch here, is my auxiliary. I've got CCSabers LED pixels in here. And then I printed this chassis out of clear resin and tried to light the entire thing up. So when we take this off, my chassis, you're not going to be able to see it very well on camera, but it says Space Junk Sabers over here in Arabesh, solosabers over here. It's a removable battery system, and then a 24mm speaker. This pixel that I've got back here was an afterthought after I wired this entire guy up, because I was trying to light up the entire chassis and I wasn't quite getting the light up back here that I wanted. So I went ahead and I ran that in, and then I wired it on top of the board. I took some freedoms wiring this guy up and not hiding those wires, because this saber belongs to me. So I'm not as concerned about stuff like that as I would on somebody else's saber that I work on. But you can see the crystal chamber there. Looks awesome. It's got a real quartz crystal in there. There's one single piece of black shrink tube in there that I run all my wires from my switches and my neopixels past the crystal and into that tube, that black shrink tube, and then over to my board. I do that to try to make it, just not stand out. So you really can't see that piece of shrink tube unless you really look for it. And I tried to glue it behind one of these chamber pieces here. There's 2 pixels in here, so I didn't use a round pixel accent. I used just 2 pixels off of a leftover strip that I'd make a blade with. And I took that and I sandwiched it and folded it in half. One side's facing the crystal, the other side is facing the chassis. And that was how I was trying to light that guy up over here. So I'll throw a battery in it, do a little bit of demo. It's okay to demo my own stuff every once in a while. So when I light this up, so I got the light back here that I wanted to. I got that light from the crystal accent coming over this way. Crystal lights up really well. And everything, I mean, there's just a lot of blinkies going on in this guy, which is kind of what I like, so. And then I've got motion controls. So mostly I like to play with this with the handle off because I like everything that's going on in here, but it's pretty cool to put a blade in it too. Put a full-length blade in it. I like the way that Nevin did the blade retention on this guy. A lot of the sabers that I do, most all of them, they'll have the blade retention in some kind of grub screw. It's how I do it too. But this one is actually this one right here, so I can just do it with my fingers, which is very convenient. But you got to make contact with the pins like that. And then I've got a few sound fonts on here from my buddy Preston over at Syndicate Sound Fonts. This has a responsive blade style, so when you swing it, the blade is white. Electro blade. I think I got about 6 sound fonts on here, just enough for me to play with for a little while. keep me busy, and then when I get tired of those, I'll go in and I'll switch them out. Extra gall.
What could you give me? Everything.
So this one's really cool with the handle off. I did wire in my crystal chamber and my accent on the back of my chassis. I wired everything in line with the blade on this guy because I did not have a lot of room. In hindsight, I probably wish I would have gone back and wired them separately so I could have programmed them separately, but that's okay. Sometimes I rush through my own stuff.
What could you give me? Everything.
That just came out sweet. Fallen Order. And then we're back to the ancient integration. So I like that little pre-on effect I've got before the blade lights up so that I can light my chassis up just for a brief second before the blade starts. Just like that. Anyway, Nevin did an awesome job on the Saber, so I wanted to do this this little demo for it. This is my install, my personal Saber. Hope you guys liked it. Thanks.